psychic intellect and made you my puppet.
It's a bullseye! And here's your host, Jim Boyd!
Perhaps today is a good day to die. Prepare for running speed!
Sir, there's another starship coming in. It's the Enterprise.
Your shoulder bone connected to your neck bone, your neck bone connected to your head bone. Now hear the word of the Lord. Them bones gonna walk around.
Take a base of action. Green group, skip across the holding sector of each other.
Admiral, we have enemy ships in Sector 47.
It's a trap.
.007 Triple X.
Bond, what do you think you're doing?
Keeping the British hand up, sir.
Nobody does.
Sorry if I scared you. You'll like this bit.
Yes, indeed, yes, indeed. Oh, sorry, my camera's a bit skew with. There you go. Got a bit of a Sycorax whip going on there, but no Sycorax whip for you. You have not been good enough. No. Sycorax whipping, more expensive, baby. Never really been into that, right? I mean, listen, if anybody asks me, yeah, see, what do you prefer? Do you prefer the S or the M? I'm gonna go hard S. I'm not into the M at all. M is more my life, right? S would be more an escape from. Yeah, exactly. I think I'm kind of a big fan of the S now. Thinking about, no, not really. I don't want to be sadistic, but I prefer it to be masochistic. Yeah. Given the choice, if I had to choose one, I don't know. Can we just be like, can I be like a little bit masochistic and not at all? No, a little bit sadistic and not at all masochistic. Yeah, that's the way I would go. This is how much I don't want to be masochistic, right? It's I bought Grand Theft Auto years and years ago to try and play. It's a very popular game. It's in like 2010, 2015, somewhere around there when things were good, and I couldn't do it. Right. Also, I couldn't do that. Black Mirror on Netflix, the Bandersnatch, was it called that one? Well, the one where you had to choose your own adventure. I couldn't do it. That came out very well because I wanted to be nice, right? I wanted to bang hookers and beat them up. That's not me. It's not my bag, man. I'm not into that. So I always kind of sucked at those games. Never mind. Like, I don't know. I mean, the hooker fantasy works for me. But not the beating up the hooker fantasy. Right? That just seems nasty. I'm not up for that. Yeah, again, that's basically where I am. Anyway, good evening, good morning. We're all doing well this fine Sunday. Sunday's like Monday here in Israel. Yes, that's the end of that fascinating fact, right? There's not really much more to say about it. Which is very, very unlike Doctor Who. There is a lot to say about it right now. We'll be doing a deep dive review tonight, of course. It's like when do you even start? Oh man! Like we got. Okay, here let's go. Let me go through the different stories I got lined up, and more will probably pop up as the evening goes on. I got those things. So we're going to put up. I want to look at Bleeding Cool's deep. I want to look at their deep dive into the Interstellar music concert. Graham Norton lies about Israel. Apparently live on TV. Right, everyone's like cheering Israel. He said, "I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe it's a bit of a mixed reception." No, that's not. That's not the case at all. It was a rapturous reception of getting. I just don't think you like Israel very much. The cat is out the bag about what one of the plans of what's going to happen for future Doctor Who. David Tennant's talking about shooting Gatwa. We may have found out why we think Billie Piper's in the finale, but this doesn't mean she's not in the finale, right? Let me go with some reviews. Shooting Gatwa, I want to talk about him pulling out of Euro. And I am convinced he pulled out so he wouldn't have to say the word Israel, right? No one's going to convince me anything other. I just think it's a sort of lovey, shitty thing he would do, right? Genuinely, yeah. I don't really like Shooting Gatwa very much, or his ilk, right? All the leftist lovey ilk. I don't think they're particularly good people, right? I mean, honestly, there's this guy Tim Paul on Friday who was like, really believes America's having a fascist takeover right now. Because he's ignorant, racist, and bonkers, essentially, and having no idea that he's any of those things. But what was I going to say? How do I get talking about this? Oh wait, we want to know what Doctor Who, queer Doctor Who, Interstellar Song Contest, very bad in many ways. I can't remember. Man, my train of thought literally just melted away. Right, like as I was. Oh yeah, you had this leftist guy on, and like, they always end up defending the absolute worst of humanity, and then they go, well, what's the character matter, right? But that you're always on the side of bad people, and it's so bizarre, right? They defend this like immigration. This MS-13 gang member, right? And like it just whenever the left is like supporting and defending it. I mean, George Floyd. Career criminal, died of a fentanyl overdose, essentially, right? And managed to blame the police. And Derek Chauvin cannot be let out of jail. That really would start riots. Be bad, but I think they should give him like a nice, comfy, double cell with a bed, and basically like treat him like he's in a hotel, right? Because he was so railroaded, that guy. Well, they were talking about Trump pardoning him, but then he'll just be taken for state charges instead. I just don't see it happening, right? I just do not see it going down at all. Anyway, we're talking about the left being intrinsically evil. This is a little glimmering of stuff that I went over when I saw today, right? And I think this really struck me as being just so profoundly wrong and evil. It's not just that it's Hillary Clinton, and many will say that would be enough. No, it's what she's saying.
Posted the other day this very blatant effort to basically send a message, most exemplified by Vance and Musk and others, that, what we really need from you women are more children.
Well, we kind of do, actually. The birth rates are very, very low, right? The idea of like encouraging people to have babies is a bad thing, right? I mean, like, well, Hillary, who are you going to eat if more people don't have babies, right? It's just so evil, and they twist it into, that's the way of controlling women. No one's forcing anybody to have babies. It's just saying your lives will be immensely better for it, which is true. I mean, statistically, 100% accurate.
And what that really means is you should go back to doing what you were born to do, which is to.
Yes, we should all do that. So, and then we would be happy. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Produce more children, and they're
again. What's the downside of that? This is pure evil.
Talking about, cash benefits for the more children you have. This has been tried, by the way, in other countries. And
oh no, cash benefits. That sounds awful. And I love her rolling eyes expert and an expert class view of everything. And Trump's always right and she's always wrong. So I don't know what to tell you.
It has not worked. Or medals if you have 6 children, while they're contemplating cutting Medicaid, while they have no interest in paid family leave or funding quality child care.
That's not true at all. As I recall, the 2016 Trump tax cut had massive provisions in it for mothers.
They're cutting Head Start. I mean, you go down the list of all the programs that support
me. They give me money illegally and they support me, and then we pretend they're for other people.
Child rearing and the care of children, and create, some safety net for women who are in the workforce, the formal workforce, as well as,
that great experiment which throws down wages. Essentially, when I was a kid, most homes were a single income home, right? Then women entered the workforce and wages dropped, right? And now most homes are 2 income homes, right? It really started in the mid to late 90s.
Raising children. So this is another performance about concerns they allegedly have for family life. But if you had read the Heritage...
It sounds pretty reasonable to me. And again, I think just good advice. Honestly, having a stable marriage and having a single partner, right? And having a stable marriage, makes the sex better, makes your life better, makes you happier. Having children, if you can have children, enriches your life. And essentially means you're not going to die alone, right? I'm like, Princess of Darkness here.
Foundation's Project 2025, despite Trump saying he knew nothing about it. If you had read it, it's all in there. It's all in there. Return to the family, the nuclear family.
Again, that was an idea from a think tank. And what's the downside? You evil ghoul, right? I understand. What's the... No, we should encourage people to cut their cock and balls off and walk around naked, and say it's their truth, their freedom, right? No, none of that leads to being happy, right? This leads to being happy.
Return to being a Christian nation. Return to producing a lot of children, which is sort of odd because the people who produce the most children in our country are immigrants, and they want to deport them. So none of this adds up.
No, it does, Hillary. They want people within their culture to be the ones repopulating their culture. If you import a foreign culture that doesn't share your cultural values, and they repopulate your culture will be destroyed. But Hillary, you know that because that's what you want to happen. Because you don't like all those annoying freedoms, and liberties and justice enshrined into law, right? Which, if Harrison had won, they would be whittling away right now. Oh, sorry, press the wrong button. There we go.
But one of the reasons why our economy did so much better than comparable advanced economies across the world is because we actually had a replenishment, because we had a lot of immigrants, legally and undocumented, who had a larger than normal, by American standards, family. So this is just...
Yeah, but they're just our breathing mules, right? You shouldn't have children. Ew, that's disgusting. Leave that for the immigrants, the lower class people. Well, white people shouldn't have to have children. I mean, 1 or 2 to play with, show off, right? Give you money too, if you don't want to give it to me. But, let the real child rearing be done by people, a little bit browner than us, right? And we're definitely the more progressive people on the left. I mean, God, they're so racist. That's literally what you just said.
Just another one of their, make America great again by returning to...
when America was great. It doesn't make Hillary great again.
The lifestyles and the economic arrangements of not just the 1950s. I mean, let's keep going back as far as we can.
Well, again, 1950s, the economics was way better than today. You know, the standard of living was just insanely better than it is today. So you're not really selling your argument there, Hillary, darling. You're not really selling it. And, you know, things are changing. So we've had Kash Patel and Dan Bongino taking over the FBI, and it's good for all, right? They were doing an interview circuit recently. Let's see what they had to say. Hang on, it's thinking about it, getting a whizzy wheel. I love Kash.
Throughout the Russia collusion story and the rest.
I mean, the trouble with Kash Patel, he does look like he's speeding out on coke. I mean, look at him. I don't think he is.
Well, Dan, throughout the Russia collusion story and the rest.
Look, I can speak to the folks that were in our seats, our predecessors, and they intentionally failed the American public by putting on the biggest DC deception game we've ever seen. They said the FBI was the most storied institution for law enforcement, and it was. And it will be again very soon. But when the likes of Comey and McCabe and Strzok and company came in here with the James Bakers of the world and intentionally lied to a federal court only to rig a presidential election by lying to the American public and using taxpayer dollars, likely illegally, to fund this entire operation and then withhold exculpatory information from a federal court that I used to appear before to manhunt terrorists, that's what broke the FBI. And then when they were caught, they lied about it. And you and a few others like Dan and others were brave enough to cover it 6, 7, 8 years ago. And we're still talking about it today because as Congress is working rigorously with us, the Crossfire Hurricane documents are coming fast and hard. And they're being sent there unredacted so we can have full accountability. And that's how you restore.
Okay, this is I have to alert you all to. There is going to be a lot of legal action coming in the next few months, right? Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, they are, I believe, getting their cases ready, and they're going to come down like a ton of bricks on so many people. And I think it's going to get a lot worse after the midterms because, you know, I think Trump's economic policies are going to be successful. I think they're showing signs of being successful. And I think by the end of summer, maybe in the middle of summer, you're going to start seeing the American economy supercharged. Right, and people are going to have a lot more money in their pockets, and people are going to be a lot happier, and they're going to be used to that by the time they get to the midterms. Meanwhile, the Democrats are going to be in disarray, right, and they have no leader. they're over, and so I think Trump's actually going to gain ground in the midterms, which will be incredible. Which means he'll really give him a mandate to like put people like Liz Cheney in jail, which I would love to see.
What the trust that was lost to the American public when it comes to the FBI.
Yeah, but come on, Director, with all due respect, we've been talking about this for a long time, and I've been demanding accountability for many, many years. You mentioned Comey, Strzok, and the rest. They've got TV shows. They've got media platforms. They're fine. There's been no accountability.
Well, look, it's a fair criticism, but what I will tell people is we weren't here in the FBI in the last 5 years when we had statute of limitations that were still in play, where we could have investigated criminal conduct. Most of these statute of limitations are 5 years old. And we will investigate criminal conduct where we find a righteous case to do so, and the law and the facts allow us to.
And they're looking for that like hell.
But a lot of it we're precluded from. So we'll take the criticism, and it's rightfully so. That could we have done more in the past? Sure, people before us could have, but what we can do now is continue to put out the documents and the information that these people withheld from the American public. And I'm just telling you right now, as much as we know about Crossfire Hurricane, he and I just found out more last week. And we're continuing to work with Congress to put those documents out. That's how vindictive and vicious the former leadership structure here was. Not only did they bastardize the FISA process and lie to the American public, they withheld and hid documentation and put it in rooms where people weren't supposed to look. And it's a good thing we're here now to clean it up, and you're about to see a wave of transparency.
What do you mean?
Oh, yes.
Just give us about a week or two.
Okay. Well, I can tell you right now that the judge that gave a smack on the wrist.
All right. I actually saying what accountability is going to be. I think what they're going to find, they're going to look for whatever they can find, and I think they're going to find something. It's Dan Bongino talking about it.
Understand why? Why did they do that? I mean, why put the FBI and its reputation at risk? What, it was just to win an election? Why?
Because they're weak. Because they're weak. I hate weak people. I can't stand it. They didn't have. We're on.
Can you imagine being interrogated by Dan Bongino? I'll tell you whatever you want to know. There's a okay. I can't confirm or deny this, but someone's telling me there's the thing in Gaza where an elite interrogation unit had a high value asset, shall we say, right? And they needed information from said asset. We don't know what happened in that room, but we do know this. One of the interrogators came out and asked for a lighter, from a friend of my son's. Maybe, allegedly. This never happened. And he said, sure, here's. Then a half hour goes by, an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. Like 2 hours, he knocks on the door. Can I have my lighter back? Says, we're still using it. No, we still use it.
TV, so I already said BS once. But they didn't have the guts, the courage, or the character to do the right thing. They did the easy thing. Donald Trump became a convenient political football. They thought they could leverage. They thought they thought with the media on their side that they'd get away with it.
They did. It always worked before, right up until it stopped working. Now, speaking of stopping working, so that's who we have, on the MAGA side of things. Who do we have as the frontline soldiers for the wokies of the world, the progressives? Ladies and gentlemen, may I give you tip of the spear, right? Starbucks workers striking because of a dress code. Look at this, is pathetic.
I've been a barista at the Lincoln Highway Starbucks here for a little over 3 years. We're out on strike today because Starbucks is trying to implement a new dress code. No one ever asked for a new dress code. Okay,
why are you wearing a mask, you insane bitch? What's wrong with you? Right? Secondly, why are you working at Starbucks for 3 years? Get a real job. Thirdly, no one cares if you're interested in the dress code or not. You don't like it, quit. That's how it works.
I updated a dress code recently and it made it looser where we could wear colors and patterns. And now they're deciding that we can only wear black. It's very restrictive. Most of us had to buy new clothes and we can't afford it. We barely make enough money to pay our bills. And also,
yeah, I know you're working at Starbucks because you're a loser. Why not get a real job?
So on top of that,
again, that in fact you're wearing a mask on your face for no reason whatsoever, right? It means I have no pity for you, right? You're a blind idiot sheep. You're a little worker drone, so you just shut up and do what you're told.
Keep trying to make all these changes in union stores, and it's illegal. They're not allowed to make these changes without bargaining with us and voting on this. So it's just incredibly.
Yeah, okay, so sue them. How about that? Why don't you go sue them? Or you're striking. Good for you. Good for you. Because, it's really hard to replace a Starbucks worker. I mean, it's really, really darn tricky, isn't it?
Alarming and upsetting that Starbucks is continuing to do illegal things to our union stores. And so we're out here. We're out here making sure that they know that we're still here, and then we're fighting for that contract.
No one gives a shit, darling. Literally, nobody gives a shit whatsoever. Are we going to do this? Are we going to do that? I think we're going to have to, okay? We got a lot of cringe to get through tonight. That's true, right? We got a lot of cringe we need to wade through tonight. I am fearful of the cringe, but, I think we better acclimatize ourselves and start the cringe right now. There's a trailer for the a new Marvel show, and I look at this and go, how did anybody think this? I mean, okay, I get it, you filmed it and put it out, but I really think it's more damaging to put this out than shelve it, right? I really genuinely, I mean, even though it's on Marvel, Disney Plus, I know was going to see it, right? And from what I heard, the Thunderbolts was quite good. Actually, I got a copy of it. I think it was going to be a Marvel on Disney Plus soon. I just, I can't really be bothered. Frankly, I'm much more enjoying rewatching Andor. I watched the first episode again on Friday. Man, I love that show, right? It's made me want to go and like, it's rekindled my love for Star Wars to a great extent, right? It's not very Star Warsy, I have to tell you, but it's very much in that Star Wars world. I really like it, right? I am, but yeah, this is Ironheart. Oh, I mean, Marvel is just a shit show. I mean, really? I mean, and Pedro Pascal, what a dick. Oh, yeah, what was it? Let's see what he was mouthing off about. Oh, man, I can't stand Pedro Pascal. Like Pedro Pascal being in something is like, yeah, the repellent to me, right? It's the genuine, like, I see him, I'm like, bye, no thank you. Here, what's it? So he was whining about Trump. Little bitch that he is. Oh God, he's such a bitch. Oh wait, I got to pull that as well. A second. Oh, where is it? Is this it? Oh yeah, Pedro Pascal. Yeah. Doink. Here he comes. Voink.
For one, and so keep telling the stories and keep expressing yourself and keep fighting to be who you are. And I don't know, fuck the people that try to make you scared, you know? And
no one's trying to make you scared. They're just saying, if you're an illegal alien, could you leave, please? And could you not enter our country illegally? That's not trying to make you scared. And like you're breaking the law, right? And you're making the country that you're invading much shittier. That's not trying to make you scared. That's trying to make the country you live in not a shithole, right? No one's trying to make. Yeah, okay, I understand. You can't make the America into a shithole anymore. I understand that. Oh no. Then go back to a shithole country and wallow in shit there.
And fight back.
Yeah, fight back. That's a great idea, Pedro. Fight back, because Dan Bongino, he doesn't mean business. Fight back. It's going to work out good for you.
And this is a perfect way to do so in telling stories and don't let them win. Don't let them win.
We've already won. Right? We've already won. You got to understand, Pedro. We've already won. Again, I think the economy is going to be supercharged by the time you get to the midterms. I think Democrats in disarray, they've already won. Right? Oh, I would love that.
Mike, are you seeing?
Oh, fuck you, Pedro. Oh, fuck you, Pedro. I think I can say that on behalf of the whole world. Look. This is what a movie star should be like, right? Pedro, pay attention, please. Pay attention. Right? This is the type of movie star I grew up with, right? This is from 1990.
Nicolas Cage.
How you doing?
Well,
I tell you, Terry Wogan had never seen anything like this before.
Understatement's the watchword tonight.
Oh, hang on a second. My mic, darn it. All that physical activity just took my mic off.
Well, he is actually wearing his costume from Wild at Heart, which I find, and that pretty much in character.
You did a bit of that in Wild at Heart when you're dancing.
Sure did.
All those karate kicks.
Oh, heck, I'll just hold it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry about that. I just had to get off my chest. You know, I was a bit wound up back there, so.
Were you? Worked up?
Well, just a little worked up.
Do you get carried away?
Well, I don't know if I get...
Okay, this is the greatest movie ever. I want to see this road movie, right? Like, young Nicolas Cage and Terry Wogan go on some kind of, like, continental tour, and they get embroiled into an international web of intrigue with the mafia and murders. It would be fantastic.
Carried away. I just sort of have a good time, and you invited me on your show, so I'm just gonna have a blast.
A blast, eh?
That's right.
Do you find that kind of thing loosens you up just to do a handsprings like that? Because I do that quite often.
Do you?
But before we start, I don't do it then. Me and Harry.
I wouldn't doubt it, because you know who you remind me of? You remember the TV
Arnold
show?
Schwarzenegger?
No, the Avengers.
The Avengers.
Remember Mr. Steed?
Diana Rigg. I remember.
Diana Rigg and Mr. Steed,
Yeah.
the Avengers. Give it up for the Avenger!
Again, it's Terry Wogan, like in an alternate dimension. Like, what's going on, Terry?
All right.
That's me. Now tell me about you. Let's talk about you now, Nicholas.
Oh, sure thing.
Because time's a wasting.
Yeah, I got you.
Wild at Heart. First of all, it's your new movie, and it's. I have to say, I saw it in black and white because my video machine is not working properly, and I thought, oh, it's arty. It's done in black and white, but it's in full color actually.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And it's an extraordinary movie.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah, and you're. Again, I'm not big on sycophancy, but you're great in it.
Well, thanks. You know what? This leather's really hot.
Yeah. You're sorry now.
I gotta tell you something, guys. My mic isn't working. I hate to do this to you, Terry, but Mandy gave you a T-shirt.
Yeah.
And
you're not going to give me don't. You're going to give me your snakeskin jacket, aren't you?
No, I got to give you my Wild at Heart T-shirt.
I actually remember this interview when it was live. Frankly,
I'll just put this jacket.
It's a
back
big night
on.
for me, I can tell you.
Wild at Heart.
It's a big night for me. Tell me how you started in the acting. I mean, is that what you always wanted to do?
Well, when I was 6 years old, I used to watch the TV, and
Yeah.
I used to wonder how those little guys, like me right there, how I got into the TV, how they were talking like you. And I tried to figure out ways of getting inside that TV set. So that was the first time I really wanted to be an actor, I think.
Yeah. The funny thing is, Terry Wogan, I know Frank Boff was big into cocaine. Like, what if Terry Wogan's off his face as well?
You have been quoted as saying that if you hadn't been an actor, you'd be dead now.
Well, maybe I was a little bit far-fetched. I guess I had this need, to do.
I was going to put this on for a minute, but this is the greatest interview ever. I'm sorry.
Do kind of crazy things, and if I hadn't become an actor, I used to like the idea of robbing banks.
Yeah.
So at least now I don't really have to rob a bank. I can just do it in a movie.
It is. And who would have thought Nicolas Cage would grow up to have such the career he had? Oh, everybody who's seen him.
For that way.
But if you wanted to, the guys and I, we'd go out and we'll help. If you want to
really
get it off your chest, we'll rob a couple of banks.
You want to go rob a bank with me?
Well, they're all closed now. We'll have to wait until
time?
Tuesday.
You get off work soon?
It's a bank holiday, so Tuesday. Okay, we'll make a date.
All right.
So you've come over here to get away from all the excitement, or are you going to work here? Or what are you
No, I came over here to go on your show.
Oh.
Yeah.
You see?
You see?
People still care. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what age were you? I mean, you're now 26.
Right.
You've been acting since?
Since I was 16, 10 years now.
And what was the first one you did?
I did a movie called Valley Girl, where...
one of his earliest movies is Rumblefish. Love that. Okay, that's enough. Let's get to the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let us get to the chat. Hang on a sec. Well, I think... Oh, yes. So, interesting thing, before we get to the chat, I had my AI subscriptions renewing in a couple of days, so I tried a more expensive version of the AI video generator from the thumbnail. Well, first I tried the regular one. I want to show you the difference. This is remarkable. Okay, this is the worst one. I mean, not bad. Don't get me wrong. Not particularly sexy, right? Not particularly sexy. And then, of course, we went for version number 2. This is the much more expensive one. And as you see, it's worth every freaking penny. Holy crap. Ay, caramba. One second. Let's pull up the thumbnail. We are the last from country alive. You never put a better bit of butter on your knife. There you go, doink. There you go. when there's really nowhere defending the shit show we've made Doctor Who into, then the only recourse is gaslighting. The weirdest thing. They're saying online this was a super right-wing episode. How? I don't understand. We might start off with that. I don't understand. Pedro Sgal, loser of 2025. Yes, he is. Oh, Pedro, piece of not piece of arse. What a arsehole. There you go. That's all I was looking for. Anyway, with that, let's get to chat, ladies and men. Lonnie is here on Comics. How you doing, Lonnie? Thank you for joining us. Mr. Matt is here. Indeed, good sir. Hell to you, brother, and to all that come forward. Well, that's awfully nice of you, Mr. Matt. Thank you very much. Rabbi, says Lonnie. I finally get the reference in the Bible about born on eagle's wings. The eagles don't carry their young. Rather, they put them on the back to rest. They hold them above the disaster, right? And so God takes the children of Israel out of Egypt upon eagle's wings. That they wouldn't let us be hurt. God isn't delivering us once, but He's saving us from falling as many times as they. Well, that's a very nice take on that. I like that, Lonnie. I like that a lot. Right? That's pretty darn good. Looking at fine. Archer Colin is here. Didn't watch the episode. Had a better things to do. Anything was better. Although they got that big bump in ratings that I think we all expected, didn't I? I did anyway. But they're crowing about it now. Oh God, it's ridiculous. I mean, like we'll get to that too. Success. It's not. It's the 6th lowest rated episode of Doctor Who ever, and it's probably still going to come out lower than Battlefield 1, right? Where are we up to? So Max says, idea for a bingo game, drinking it will be too dangerous. Spot the references to rip-off of other things. Oh, blimey. God, that's we should do it as a drinking game, but that will probably be the way we die. And it's not such a bad way to go, right? It's not such a bad way to go. What's this? We've nearly got to a scatter location. Let's check the scatter screen like the old days. What was that? A furry claw, a silver boot. I'm excited already, and it didn't take 10 million years to do it. Well, I wonder what's on your scatter screen, Mr. Matt. Is it something that you'd rather Zoe doesn't walk in while you're watching? I can understand that, or more Barbara. Okay, fine. Which companion are you? Is it most embarrassing to be caught watching temporal porn on the TARDIS scanner? Right. So Susan, no, because I think Susan, was a bit curious at the time, very, very open to new experiences. Barbara, yeah, that's gonna be that's gonna be a hard one to get over. Especially, disgusting modern day porn, right? When 1960s Barbara Wright should be like, bleh! What is that horror? Oh no, that's nothing. That's just Bukkake Giants 3. Doctor. So Barbara, she's the one I want to be catch. I want to be caught watching porn on the TARDIS scanner at least. Okay, so then we have Vicky. Vicky doesn't matter. Vicky thought a guy in a mask was an alien. Vicky can be talked out of pretty much anything. Ian and Stephen probably will stop and watch with you. After Vicky, you had Dodo. Yeah, it doesn't bother me that at all. Fine, she can come in. She can bring the tissues. It doesn't matter at all. So after Dodo, you got Ben and Polly. Polly, darling, just stay in here with me while I'm watching this with you. Yeah, no. Okay, it's still Barbara. Barbara's the one you don't want to catch. What you don't want to be caught watching porn on the TARDIS scan. Number one. Then you go Victoria. No. Okay, Barbara still wins out, but Victoria, the psychological damage it will do her. It's does make it somewhat funnier. Zoe, again, Zoe will probably be into it. That's what I think. I don't want to prejudice. And I think Liz Shaw would just roll her eyes. Joe Grant. Oh, okay. I think I'll want Joe Grant to catch me less than Barbara Wright. Wow. Because she'll be like, that is not groovy, Doctor. Not at all. And then Sarah Jane Smith will just be a pain in the ass about it. Oh, shut up, Sarah. Oh, give me a headache, darling. Leela, it depends what the porn was, right? If it was some kind of like, female dominant S&M stuff, she'll be fine with it. Romana, yeah, but both will be fine. They'll be like, oh, very good, Doctor. And then you got Nissa would be damaged by it. Yeah, no, Nissa's right up there with Victoria. But still, Joe Grant and Barbara White are the top two. Tegan, yeah, she's used to that from First Class. Chicken or blowjob, sir? Who's the kooky pilot of this crazy ship? Andrick, again, will probably be in the porn. Along with Turlo. Who else? And the Alien Master. It was a crazy night. Well, I don't want to tell you. Who else is after that? Perry! Oh, we're up to Perry? I think we might be. Again, Perry, I'll be like, Perry, could you just hold this box of tissues for a minute, darling? And say, I, and jiggle a little bit. That'll be great. Again, Joe Grant, number one. Barbara Wright, number two. So Perry, Ace will just be irritating. Who else we got? Rose. Again, Rose will be like, yeah, she'll stay in with you. As with all the modern companions. Okay, so who do you not want to catch watching porn on the TARDIS scanner? You don't want to be caught by Joe Grant or Barbara Wright, right? For different reasons for both. But again, you don't really get this kind of like in-depth breakdown on most Doctor Who channels. Oh, what are we going to Russell T Davies stays on? Fuck me, why would he do that? Well, that's the rumor. Where are we up to? We have the technology, indeed. It's Juno with a fur coat and a silver fiber. Oh, Mr. Matt, that's evil. That's evil and disturbing. I've been evilly disturbed. Jonathan Cox says, how you doing, Jonathan Cox? Sovereign says, yes. It was all stunning and brave to make the return of Rani into a gay episode about Eurovision in space and bringing back By Generation. Oh, if you thought, yeah, come on. By Generation was a bad idea the first time round, right? Universally disliked. And like Russell doesn't get a clue about anything. Oh, it's just dumb. It is. It's just dumb. Oh, what can I say? Queer Doctor Who is dumb. Dr. Alex, he sent me a message. I haven't listened to it yet. I feel very guilty, but I will do. Right, that's up there with. Jonathan Cox says such bondage, such classic bondage. We're talking about the James Bond clip. What was it up to? I can't remember. Anyway, fine. I don't think I had an episode of Doctor that made me so angry. It didn't make me angry because I don't consider it Doctor Who, right? And I'll warn you, if Rossley Davis isn't returning, we really could be getting the Juno Dawson era. Okay, don't think this is it's going to get better if it comes back. Congratulations to Israel, says Matthew J. I'm coming second in Eurovision. Can you imagine the far less meltdown if they had won and were next to the host and were going to sing on? Well, that's why Shooty ducked out of the Eurovision. So we didn't have to say the evil word Israel. Little racist cunt. It's so funny, right? All the Be Kind crowd are the most racist, the most traditionally racist cunts in the world. Although thank you everybody for the Which is thank you to all the countries that voted for Israel. England being big one. Massacre says, whip me. I want you to say this. No, I know. Yeah, that is the way things go down. Kevin, did you notice that the British Republic gave Israel 12 points? I did. And he gave the British entries nil points. That's what I understand. I'm more old school. The one time I got back into computer games, it was to play Interstate 76. Is that what's the name? A Fallout game? No, I don't, that's Vegas 76 or something. I can't remember. Peter Rich says, Tzvi Lebetkin, you do it in a video game, so you don't do it in real life. I don't want to do it either place, okay? I don't want to smack around hoes any place. That's why the Japanese still do Samurai House. Well, that was basically the plot of Westworld. Neely B is here. Not bad, Rabbi. Went to the boot sale. Yes, I did. Falcon was here. Doctor Who is like a chicken with its head removed. It keeps running around long after it died. And it's so dead. I think it can come back, but I don't think it's gonna, right? Eurovision rate is 7.9. Blimey. That's quite a bit higher than, was it 2.57? Oh man, and you know, they're such bullshit, those ratings, but whatever. Where are we up to? Man, I'm so behind. Still 40 minutes behind the tap. What's the score with the war in Gaza? I think they're about to. Well, they're doing a lot of stuff right now with nobody noticing. Right, they're like just destroying so much of the infrastructure and hardware. That's what my other son's doing right now. So I don't know what's going to be, but they are saying that that Hamas it's on the table for them to hand back all the hostages, alive and dead, and to leave Gaza, right? So that would be fantastic, right? If that happens, that would be absolutely fantastic. I would, generally speaking, be very, very up for that. Oh, somebody sent me a message. There's something I need to look at. Hang on. Nothing I can say. Where'd it go? It's really weird. I know. That's really weird. Somebody sent me a message. Now I can't find it. That is really bizarro. Okay, I don't know. I'll try again. And look over here. Yeah, whatever. Not important, ladies and gentlemen. Not important. Where am I up to? I'm going to need those pictures as well. I'm going to be covered up there. Okay, where are we up to? Does the plan to remove Ross Lee from ever doing anything to Doctor Who again? I don't know. I hope so, but I don't believe the rumor is not so. I don't think the BBC has the will to, or even know what to do. Right. So I think anything could happen. Assuming that the reason he pulled out was the mere would trigger him. Well, and also, you know, I think they're saying. Again, I think this is going to be. They're going to delve into it more in later episodes, right? In the next 2 episodes. But the Hellions, they were say. I think the Hellions are the Palestinians, and the Poppy Honey are like the who have displaced them, right? And yeah. So essentially, if the Hellions are the Palestinians, and people don't like them because they are upset because they've been displaced by this evil corporation, right? I think that's what it was subtly saying. I think we'll get to it when we do the deep dive, which will be shortly, right? Are you aware of my thoughts on Russell Davis and the current inspiration? Yes. If you want to hear the ideas of that they've used this season, but done correctly and done well, or read them, head over to Dr. Alex, who in season 12, right, the first one, there is a really, really good plot with the Rani, and it takes the it's built up over a long amount of time. You don't see it coming, and when it happens, it is really, really good, right? If you want to see it like these, see the ideas, but actually see them work, Dr. Alex, you're absolutely correct there, right? The left think there's a man-made load of bollocks that they're all going to oppress. Well, I guess so. Reverend Steve Ambrose here, doing Reverend Steve Ambrose. Everything isn't a song contest anymore. The same as sort of Doctor Who. It isn't Doctor Who anymore. Both have been hijacked by the Alphabet Brigade. I know. And then when you mention it, they go, well, why are you obsessing about it? Well, that's so weird. Yuval is an October 7th survivor. She had to hide in the shelter for 8 hours playing dead until the borders that a bit. Yeah. She hit. Good for her as well for hiding on the borders. Good for her. I'm really glad that she did. I told an African guy I know about the scene where Shooter goes back to his old country. He laughed his ass off. Would have been thrown off a building. That's what would have happened. The very problem pardon Derek Shomron is that pardon by definition accepts that he was guilty. That's a very good point, Colin Archer Colin. That's a very, very good point. Right? What is needed is exoneration or at least a lowering of the charges. Yeah. But again, I think there'll be such massive riots if he's exonerated, right? Even though he should be, right? I just think there'll be massive, massive riots. Peter Rich says quite safely says, "Hillary, fuck off! You lost." You are correct, sir. You are correct. That is Adrian. Damn amazing thumbnail. I think it's time for another wiggle from the beautiful Verada. Yeah, Verada, you're doing very good on that one. Let me tell you, very, very good. Grant Godwise, how you doing, Grant Godwise? Hillary, talk about jump scares. Jump scares, I know. I always said Trump scares. Where are we up to? Fine. Paul Toslum said hello to you. BBC will kill to get kill for Doctor Who to get the overnight ratings. What, the 7.2 that what's name got? Eurovision got? Yeah, but Eurovision it is popular. I just don't think it's as insanely popular as they were pretending on the episode last night. Just wait for Lives to cry what a lawfare. They already are, right? They're crying like totalitarian takeover, right? They already are. I don't know what you're talking about with that lighter, Rabbi. I don't know what they did with it, but I would say you can keep the lighter, right? Everybody will be like gummy by the time they get it back. How many more episodes of this Doctor is there? 2. Thankfully, only 2. Oh God! And look, I'm decided. Like, no matter what comes next, I will still cover it. Right, even if it's the Juno Dawson era, and I think that's a real possibility, genuine possibility. Scarily enough, Lonnie says the season taking forever. Yes, it is. It's really miserable. Yes, it really genuinely miserable. Neely B says Thunderbolts wasn't groundbreaking, but I like Little Florence in it. But I'll bag a Big Sister verse. Yeah, look, I mean that's the thing. You went from Florence Pugh. You went from Scarlett Johansson and Scarlett Johansson in her prime, right? Pre-feminism Scarlett Johansson to Florence fucking Pugh. Are you kidding me? No. Duck Shovel says Pedro is a hero to us all. Well, yes, you are. They literally are threatening trans and gay people. Who are? Ever threaten them with what? Honestly. Who's threatening a gay person with what? Oh, stop, baby! You're a gay person. I might say you're gay. I don't understand. What? Honestly, what are they threatening with? I hope we still hear any answers. They're literally threatening them. Nicola Cage's guess on Terry White, that was brilliant. I'm sorry. That is a bit of YouTube brilliance. I think we did very well there. Robert Payne is here. Doing Robert Payne. It sounds like someone impersonating him. I know. James is here. I haven't seen the channel pop on my feed in a while. Well, I'm glad to hear, James. I hope it's meeting your expectation. Terry's thinking, why couldn't I have something carbon like Spike Milligan? Or why couldn't Spike Milligan be sitting in for me? How about that? Spike Milligan interviewing Nicolas Cage from the 1980s. In the 80s, David Letterman, when it was good, right? Is a Wookiee a furry? That is a quick. Well, I say somebody cosplaying as a Wookiee. Yes, absolutely is a furry. Is a Wookiee a furry? No. It'll be weird to see who would be into Wookiees. Right? I kind of think Princess Leia might be. I don't want to say any more. Reverend Amro says a kind of big fan of lizards. I'm not sure I want to read any more of this. But the simple scene of the bounty hunter driving past a lizard and it explodes. We did the Jerry Singer show type for no, because you can't be judgmental. You can't go, no. I believe so. Isn't that Doctor Who? Isn't Doctor Who that kids show from the 70s? Well, it was. I agree with you. What are we up to? Fine. It's AI generated. What was it? AI generated. I found a way to say, Doctor. You're absolutely right. Speaking of AI generated, Verado, give us a spoil, darling. Give us a. Oh, well done, Verado. I like the idea of getting excited about seeing chamois leather. James goes, ha ha ha. I'm mixing names, Vicky, Zoe, and Vicky. Well, okay. Here we are. Be horrible, Captains Jack. Barbara for that headmistress vibe. Oh, that is a bit of a turn on. Okay, but I'm telling you, Barbara in the Romans really was a turn on. Like Roman slave Barbara, that was hot. That was totally hot. Joe Grant, no. Katie Manning could do it better. Joe Grant would be like, "Whoa, what is that, Doctor? You're sharing too much, Rabbi." Nah, that's never happened before. Rosa, anything with bag of chips, best avoided. Yes, I think very shop soiled. That's how I would describe, a frisson with Rose Tyler. Someone finds the highest rated episode of the series. I know. It's been critiquing since 1980. I don't know what that. I'm a big fan. I like Doctor Who right up to 2017. I thought it was awesome. By generation, just excuse to bring in a character without having to get rid of the existing one. Yes, I know. Although the what's it called again? Not the trilogy. The 3-person evil. It's the Rani, and it's both Ranis as one person. Conrad is the second. And the third, I think, is going to be revealed to be Omega or something. What I said to Tzvi Lebetkin might have been relevant and everything. Well, you want to watch out for that. Way before Fallout. Okay, fine. Having to turn the volume down is probably a good idea. Probably gird yourself, sir. Gird yourself. Oh my God! It's stealth, minor attractive propaganda, dog whistling. What is? What this? What was I showing? It was like, what was stealth, minor attractive? That was 10 minutes ago. What was I doing then? Was it? It must be my thumbnail. But she's not a minor. I don't know. Okay, stealth, minor attractive propaganda, dog whistling is the very good movie. The Leon, the professional. That is a real pedo movie, right? Maybe you did hear my message. Oh, maybe I did then. I thought that was an old message. Sci-fi obsessed with girls for some reason. Well, they do. They get obsessed with things. Did Big Finish do the Rani? Yes, actually, they did quite a good job with the Rani. Again, Dr. Alex did a better job with the Rani. Susan Lunn probably, and even Will Price. Yeah, no, when you put Susan in season 14, I haven't got up to it yet, so I don't know. With you. Got to see you on the next one. Can't wait for next time. Well, I will do my best. I'll do my best to impress. It occurred to me that Lagos episode may have been a great opportunity for Doctor to have toned down some of its camp gayness due to the attitudes as a story point. Well, yeah, Archcon, you're absolutely correct, right? You're absolutely correct. That's probably why it was the least gay episode, because it was the African episode. What's more expensive, says Reverend Steve Amro? One called as I can put... What's the more expensive one called as I can put that to good use? I don't know, sir. I don't know what we're talking about. Fine. Where should we start? Oh, so many things. We got that to look at. Maybe we should just start with a deep dive review. Yeah. Let's begin there. Hey, Verada, we will see you later, darling. We will see you later. You're okay. Okay, you're kidding me with your speaker. Dude, you gotta get used to it. Roll with the punches, baby. Roll with the punches. Fine. Share screen. We'll do a video file. Now I've got to find it. It's on my external hard drive. In the Doctor Who. There we go. Rusty Davis 2. There you go. Doink. I can't wait till we never have to see the Hooniverse bollocks again. Right? I am really looking forward to that. Not a fan. I like the idea initially. What they just screwed up. I guess we've got to see it 2 more weeks and then the 4 or 5 episodes of will they even put it on for the 4 or 5 episodes of the war between the land and the sea? I don't know. Anyway, so starts off again. I mean, look, you can see they spent money on this. I will not fault them saying this looks cheap. It does. I think they spent too much money on this, and look, the real problem with this episode is not Eurovision Song Contest isn't universally beloved as they believe it to be. It just isn't. I mean, it did well on the overnight, but like so of other things, it's not like it's not something like the whole world is watching. In fact, this is like very, very insular, right? I don't see it stretching out, 1,000 years into the future, especially as the world's going to be destroyed at the end of the week, apparently, somehow, right? But I think in its to its credit, it looks excellent. There's no need for it to look this excellent, right? So yeah, it's the first person that comes out, and they say, let's unfreeze Rylan. So actually, again, this is actually quite a fun little sequence. They they have his teeth. They put it in his like sparkly teeth, and he's become the presenter since since the dawn of time. Since now for some reason, like everybody loves it. Look, okay, it's a cute tie-in to current day stuff, but like its finger is off the culture, the cultural pulse. Essentially, like it seems like most people find him reasonably irritating for good news, for good reason. I'm sure he's a nice enough guy, but like he does strike me as a reality star who developed, who got good. So anyway, you see how packed this is. There's all these people dancing, and you got these private little clamshell boxes, and they're all full apart from one where the TARDIS materializes in. Now, people were complaining that, how did the TARDIS work out to appear in the one when no one's in, right? It's just like, well, you could say the TARDIS, when it was appearing scanned for an empty location. That much I can believe. So they step out. We've all seen this clip. He gets readings from the Vindicator, and Belinda sees it's Eurovision. They're like, yay! Oh, we love it. We are so staying. Right. Again, the whole world isn't queer, mate. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Right? The whole world isn't gay. But okay. I mean, he does have an incredible pair of teeth. Ryland, I can't argue with him there. So yes, and why is Shooty so amazed? We're at the Interstellar. I'm like, whatever. So yes, then we go into the titles, and it looks like a lot of anal sphincters made out of clouds. Okay. Yeah, it does look like a lot of anal sphincters. I wonder why that would be. Right? It is somewhat on message, isn't it? And then, a gushing explosion. Woohoo! Doctor Who. Wouldn't it be great if this was good? The Interstellar Song Contest by Juno Dawson. Again, this is another reason why I think it got a very... a lot of people went into it looking at it very negatively. Juno Dawson is a very dodgy person, right? It's... let me get pictures from her book. Where was it? This over here. Oh, here we go. Doink. Hang on. Go there. I'll go over here. That goes here. Doink. Where are we up to? Okay, I want to share screen. Good luck. Juno Dawson is the definition of a groomer, right? And yeah, not in a good way, right? But really, genuinely, the definition of a groomer. Like this, she wrote this book. This book is gay. And this is a children's book, right? And it's like, the different types of gay people you come across, and like sexual instruction. I don't think this is appropriate. I'm sorry, right? And also, this has what, sex pigeons? What? Before you go any further, you'll note the word prefer sexuality and gender identity are very much about preference, as I think we all consider sex with both men and women. Yeah, again, I don't think this is okay, well, the pros and cons of promiscuity against monogamy. Promiscuity, pros, intimacy, comfort, and your soul is connected. To somebody you love. It's an intense, high. Lack of variety, missing out. It's not, no, those aren't cons. Promiscuity, pros. Freedom. No, you're not. You're a slave to your lust. You're not free at all. And variety, again, look, both my sons got married over the last year or so, right? Since October 7th. And I'm almost positive both them and their wives were virgins when they got married. And I'm also positive that they're very likely not to get divorced, because the marriages are, generally speaking, much stronger. Not because divorce is frowned upon. You're totally able to get a divorce, right? But it's just because the cultural context of marriage that I live in makes it a stronger institution. But the point is this. I think their sex will be better for being monogamous for a lifetime. And I think most studies say that, right? Juno, I'm sorry, right? Letting a guy come in your mouth is a safe sex no. Get away, bumming. I like, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I don't want Juno Dawson teaching my kids about sex, right? I don't think she has, whatever, they have a healthy attitude to it, right? And again, look, I'm sorry, the queer world has just become degenerate. It didn't used to be. Now it is. And and they just want to pretend it's not. It is. All that stuff is degenerate. Fine. So, this is a weird one as well. So for no real apparent reason, and I think that just to feel like they're good people, they cast a little person. I'm not sure which is the politically correct or the non-offensive term, right? And she does a fine job with it, but she just feels she's there to make the casting directors feel like the good people, right? This is one of the evil hellions. And again, I think they're based on the Palestinians, right? I think because they talk about how they're hated all by everybody, and I guess it's in Juno Dawson's mind, the Palestinians are hated unjustly because the evil corporate Israel took them over, and so they became terrorists, and that's why people don't like them. Maybe, right? Maybe. Ryland's giving his teeth and smile. and they have a clue, which this is going to be so it's got a huge audience of what, 3 trillion, whatever, some huge number. And they cue the glitter guns, and there's actually a plot point for later, embarrassingly so. And again, okay, look, this does all look like, Space Euro, but like I tuned in to watch Doctor Who, right? I've never seen, the wildest I want to get is William Hartnell in the Hellfire Club in the War Machines, right? More than that, not really. And Mrs. Flood's there in the audience, and she has a worse seat than the Doctor. He and Belinda have stolen some of his expensive box. Yeah, Poppy Honey, right? Someone by Poppy Honey. I thought this was connected to Captain Poppy, right? And apparently the Poppy Honey. So that we find out later, the Poppy Honey is what took over the Hellions world to get their poppy flavoring or something, right? And Belinda's talking about how much she loved Euro, how her parents let her stay up late, and as long as she put her pajamas on. Again, it's nice that you have all these memories about it. Nobody really gave a shit in my house or anybody's house I knew, right? It was just like this weird camp gay thing, right? And she's off. It was what's her name? Anita Dobson is being Anita Dobson. And again, now she's playing the Rani. You go, what? Because she really doesn't act like the Rani at all, right? In any way, shape, or form. Let's see if I can find a big finish for Ranis. RNI. I was looking for it. I mean, obviously they recast because Kate Amara's brown bread. Thinking about it, I mean, why isn't there a Ronnie Cell on Big Finish right now? And why are they pushing Bang Bang a Boom? Their Euro story, which I will say was quite very similar and quite a bit better. Fine. So the people who own the box, they can't get in, and they're all mad about it. And again, there's just no straight couple in the universe, right? It's a couple of gay guys who are going to turn out to have the exact right skills that you need to the exact right skills they're going to the plot's going to demand later. And he says we can't get those people are stolen the box, so he goes and talks to the this drone robot, right? And the robot is being taken over, so he just ignores him and walks away, right? And the drones are all about to come to life, and they're being controlled by this guy's named Freddie Fox. Now, I thought he gave a reasonably good performance, quite frankly. It was just a very, very, very light plot. So he takes over the control room, and then he starts playing the dress rehearsal, which does have Ryland in it. Now, she's a major character. Oh, there's one cat going. How you doing, Whitey? How you doing, honey? Like, I don't understand why they didn't get like a famous singer. Like they could have got tons of people who would have done that, right? I wonder if Anita could be playing the Rani somehow, hiding herself the way the master hid like Professor Yana. Could be. So yeah, and so she's one of the stars, and she's smiling away, and so they've taken over the control room, and they force everybody out, and then they force her to give her access. The doctor notices something is up, right? The doctor says, "What's going on?" They're playing the dress rehearsal, not the live show. So something is going on, and so they getting ready to do something. Ryan is like, "What's going on?" But he knows it. Okay. This actually I quite like, right? Because this is clearly meant to be the same species as the what was it? One of the aliens in the Dalek Master Plan, right? There's, you see the picture with Verity Lambert surrounded by them. One looked like this, and again, why isn't this a famous singer? Right, this seems to be one that you could really get people in very easily for, right? He probably could have got Billy Piper in for a turn, right? This seems like they've had a lot of potential to be able to get more out of this than they did. So, but okay, but of course, wearing rainbow colors. Maybe this all started with Rainbow, with Zippy and Bungle, and mostly Jeffrey. Jeffrey are always striking as being a bit darn dodgy. Maybe that's where society started to degenerate. Rod, Jane, and Freddie, and Jeffrey and Bungle. Bit of Zippy. Oh, Zippy was into the bondage. So she starts doing her song, and again, this really was a wasted opportunity, right? And as she's doing it, everybody notices that everything's turning red, and the ceiling starts like bubbling and turning red, right? What's going on? So I don't understand why the Doctor at this point doesn't tell Belinda to get in the TARDIS, because it's very obvious that the glass bubble on the ceilings is about to explode. Everybody can work this out apart from the Doctor, right? And so she, for some reason, you expect to find out why, seals up all the expensive pods, and and then the seal breaks, and everybody pours into space and dies instantly, essentially. And the TARDIS flies off as well. But Belinda's saved because that woman with the horns puts all the things down on the expensive pod things, expensive boxes. But she loses the gravity. And they all fly off in space. And there's supposed to be like 100,000 people there. And again, look, this is a very expensive shot, but somewhat unnecessary, I think. They're like, okay, what's going on? So Ryland ends up in space and he starts to freeze up. And Belinda thinks that she's lost and alone, and that she'll never get back to her parents. Freddie Fox says, oh, that was good. That was darn great. And she's like, oh, you're a bad person, bad person. And again, I actually, if I understood, the trouble is we don't know his motivation until the end, right? We watch Rainbow see Zippy, but what do you see him do, baby? So then they head to phase. This is phase 3. It surely should be phase 4. Phase 3 should have been killing everyone, right? And so they get out into the hallway and they start meeting up in so now it's like a disaster movie where the groups meet up. So you have different groups in the Poseidon Adventure, and this is quite funny. This is one of the songs, but but Belinda realizes she has no idea where she is or what's going on, no clue at all, and she has no idea how far to go if she ever get back. And this woman's not nice to her. Again, there's got to be singers they would have bitten their hands off for that role. What about what was it? The guy from It's a Sin. What's his name? Ollie Alexander. There's so many people they could have got in this. And it just seems bizarre. That's what this episode was really made for. So they got this scary red box thing, and it's going to do the final thing. Now, Shooty he's been in space for a good few minutes at this point, right? How long could he survive in the? Let's ask Grok. Dear Grok, in Doctor Who 4 to Doomsday, how long can the Doctor survive in space? Let's see if you can work this out, Grok. Doctor Simon demonstrates the ability can survive them back in space for a limited time. During the story, the Fifth Doctor is exposed to safe by attempting to maneuver between the Monarch ship and the space station. Time Lords have a physiology, including respiratory bypasses, and allows to survive without oxygen for longer than humans. Unfortunately, the Doctor survives approximately 6 minutes of screen time, though the exact duration the narrative is not explicit. About 5 to 10 minutes, right? This is much longer than that, right? This is much longer than that. And you see he's like freezing up. And then it all goes Last Jedi as he like wakes himself up somehow and tries to get back. The gay couple are so that's when he grabs a confetti cannon. And again, this is really a piece of ingenuity that only the shooty doctor could do. And it's just kind of agonizing. Here, did he oh god, and the way he does it as well. Yeah. Oh god, I hate that show. But anyway, so then he blows himself off. And if Judy could do that, he would do nothing else. Although who wouldn't? So and then they let him in, and he just staggers in. They should have had him like fly in or something. That would have been cooler. Okay, so now we got the second group, and they're meeting up, and they're using. One's a medical technician or something, a doctor, so he can revive the doctor. Hi, I'm a friendly gay man, and I'm black too. I'm a friendly gay man, and I'm black too, Shooty. And so he's mad that he thinks Belinda's dead. Oh, and then he has this weird vision of the thing blowing up. He hasn't had the visions as yet. Oh, wait, didn't he have the visions in space? I think that's what woke him up. Hang on. Let's go back and see if I can see. Is this it? Go back. Yeah, so he has a vision of Sarah, of Susan for some reason. Yeah, okay, yeah, so it's Susan. That's the first vision he has of her. So they're building up to their red flashy box thing can do something really, really bad, right? When it gets 100%, it'll do something really, really bad. And so they're trying to work out what's going on. Oh, yeah, so they work out what's really going to do bad. It's got this awful sound in it. Grandfather, you're gay now. Apparently so. But so am I. What's going on? Right. So he's... there's this like awful sound that will kill everyone. There's 3 trillion people watching, 100,000 people outside. Oh, so the doctor has also said that the 100,000 people outside will be held in suspended animation because of the cold, and then maybe they can be revived like he was. Just oh god, Star Trek Discovery science, right? So they discover there's this awful sound in the that they're going to release and I think kill every watching. And so we got a countdown clock of it getting to 100, and it turns out that they're in the they got that expensive box because he does some archivey thing or knows something about hologram technology, and so they got it for free. I think we got another Susan.
You know your stuff.
I think do we have another Susan encounter? No, not as yet. So yeah, he's like hacking. So yeah, so it says he's hacking it into the system because he knows it because he worked the hologram archive, and that's how we get the cameo of Graham Norton, who apparently was a bit of a cunt last night to Israel in Eurovision. Like, what's the name again? The October 7th survivor. It was gorgeous and had a great song. She comes out and everyone's going, she's a great, and like cheering. It's going really well. And Graham Norton said, "Oh, it's a bit of a mixed reception she's getting there. You lying little cunt. You just don't like Israel." Oh, so Graham Norton is one of the archive things they kept in, and he was actually pretty good in this, right? And of course, shooting up was like Graham Norton, the bestest ever. We love Graham Norton. Fine. So then he has more visions of Susan, and they use the comm system to hack in and talk to the bad guy, which is where Belinda finds out the Doctor's alive, but the Doctor thinks Belinda's dead, so he's mad and he's coming for him, right? But again, he is stupid, cruel, and cowardly in a way that just isn't Doctor Who at all. But going back to the character of Juno Dawson, right? You can't have people who have little to no personal morality, which clearly, again, he, whatever, how are they like to be addressed? They, or whatever. Juno is clearly a groomer, right? When you write a whole book telling you how to facilitate having sex with adults, which is called being raped, then that's called being a groomer, right? I am sorry, right? I'm sorry. Hang on 1 second. What was it about? In the gravity bubble has been switched off. They're allowing everyone to fly in space. What is holding everyone down on the station? Oh, very good point, Archer Collin. Thank you very much. So the Doctor explained a little bit earlier, and I forgot to mention that when he was fiddling around with the gubbins in the clamshell box thing, that they were watching, he increased the mavity, not the gravity. He increased the mavity 4 times that holds them all in place. But like, they also would have been frozen to death and died of asphyxiation. Like, it's just so dumb. It really is just painfully stupid. But again, it's 2025 Doctor Who, queer era season 2, or queer era final season. We can only hope. Oh, we can only hope. So Discount House Gruber plan relies on both sound pickups out on the station and speakers on the watcher's TV or whatever. So yes, exactly. Yeah. Again, not the greatest scientific episode. Sick of Mavity, says the subreddit. I was sick of it since it was first introduced. It's a stupid idea, much like By Generation. Stop with it, right? Just stop with it. Like, admit when you got something wrong, right? But if you increase the Mavity, how do they fly off? Okay, there's no logic and reason to this garbage. Fine, so she's got some connection to the bad guys, which is she's obviously one of them. But she used to have horns and she cut them off, so nobody would know that she's a Hellion and she's ashamed, but she knows them. And then you get a little bit of backstory about Poppy Honey dress rehearsal. It's again, they basically stole and occupied and stole the planet for the honey flavoring. Milk and honey, maybe? Yeah, I'm really sure they're supposed to be Palestinians, right? And the evil corporation are evil Jews, right? Fine. So they decide to head to the control room as well, because that's where he thinks the Doctor's going. This is the dress rehearsal where she's doing her song. And again, why didn't you get somebody famous? I don't know. Maybe she is famous. Okay, so they're nearly at 99%. Yes, we're going to wipe out 3 trillion people or 300 billion trillion people around the galaxy, and he's really happy to do that, right? Yeah, I'm more I see this, the more I'm convinced these are supposed to be Palestinians, because they do these horrible acts, but what choice did they have? Right, that's the Juno Dawson worldview, 100%. So he turns up and he's only a hologram, which bamboozles Freddie Fox. So then he uses distraction to get his evil box and turn it off or whatever. And so then you get this really. I would say sick scene. In fact, here I think I got a video of it where he uses this hollow glove to create a hollow image of himself and torture Freddie Fox just out of cruelty. I mean, like, genuinely for no reason. It's just cruelty, right? Again, this is immoral. This is not what the Doctor would do. This is deeply, deeply immoral. But again, you can't have morality plays written by people who are immoral. And Juno Dawson is an immoral person. Like, by definition. So, like, so he's just doing this because he thinks that Belinda's dead, right? And then you have Susan telling him to stop, and eventually Belinda turns up and tells them to stop. And again, this is not, you know, I think they're trying to recreate the scene in Dalek, right, where Rose confronts the Doctor. Let me see if I can pull that up, because that was done really well. But yeah, that's what it seems to me. Let me see if I grab that. Doctor Who, Night Doctor. Season 1, Dalek. The bit where he meets the Doctor turns up with a gun, right? Now this is actually a really good scene. That looks a bit suspect.
Get out of the way! Rose, get out of the way now!
So I get, well, firstly, it's Christopher Eccleston, who's a great actor, right? But this is the moral ambiguity in which I love about Doctor Who. And the moral ambiguity comes from it being very, very clever, right?
Because I won't let you do this.
That thing killed hundreds of people.
It's not the one pointing the gun at me.
I've got to do this.
Right? So it seems to me that that's what they're trying to recreate. Maybe it's not original. Right? It's not Time Lord Victorious. It's just not the Doctor, right? At all, right? It's like, oh, but yeah, you're a bad person, right? You're a bad person. So then they meet up again, and I can't remember. They just go. So then the Doctor saves the day by his gay best friend, who's great at holograms, makes a tractor beam out of a hologram, and the first guy they suck back in is Ryland, who's used to being cryogenically frozen. Then they use his cryopod to revive him somehow, and out he steps. And there's 100,000 other people, so they say, "Yeah, let's do that with everybody," right? And it's just kind of ridiculous. Right, I did the math. What was it again? It was at 694. But okay, so let's say they started doing the 694. But let's say they're able to do it in groups of 10, right? Through the what is this? Copy. I got to translate this. Everything is difficult. I just saw the Pope's being inaugurated. I have to tell you, I with knowing not much about it, I do like this new Pope. I think he seems to be a pretty okay person. Oh, fine, that's nothing. Oh yeah, I was looking at how long it. So here. Calculator. Okay, 694 days. So let's divide that by 10. Let's say they can do it in batch of 10. That's still over 2 months, right? This is going to take, right? It's just ridiculous. So they bring her back, and then they do the Interstellar Song Contest, and the woman sings a song about poppies and losing her land. I'm surprised that the flowers aren't more like red, black, and green. All right, so she sings about that, and it goes, "Oh, it's so nice. Let's everybody kiss and make out. Let's make a teepee at the desk." And I do not remember who he is at all. That bloke. Did they say anything?
Take care now.
Whatever. So they head off into the sunset. Let's see if they can get her home, I guess. Oh, fine. And then this is actually a good scene. So she has an encounter with the what's it called again? The Graham Norton hologram, and he tells her that the world is destroyed on May 24th this week, right? A week to go. Sorry, Archer Collin is having a breakdown again. Sorry, made a tractor beam out of a hologram projector. You have to be missing some context by just listening to reviews. The writing can't be. No, that's true. They actually did. No, they actually did that. Right? 100%. 100% they did that. David Marlin said the show is so obsessed with diversity it ended up appealing up to no one. Who is it being aimed at? Them. Nobody them. So they say the world's going to be destroyed next week, and they don't know why, right? So off they go to it, and then the TARDIS turns red, and you get a what's it called again? The cloister bell sounding. And look, the more they hold on to member berries of the classic show, the less it appears like the classic show, right? And outside there is was it May 24th, 2025. So the titles then start, but don't last long, as you have the final person comes out of cryo freeze, and it's Mrs. Flood, and she's like, that's deadly for Gallifreyans. So was it Archie Punjab, whatever her name? She's really good, right? Genuinely, she nails the essence of the Rani, like the superiority, right? Anita Dobson, love her. I actually love it. She's more the meddling monk, right? Then somebody said, "Oh, she's racist." Oh, I don't care about that. I mean, Rani is an Indian word. Mid-credit scene ripping on the MCU now. Yes, right. Is the Anita Dobson is too sugary to play the Rani? You're absolutely right. Like, and she probably could have done it, but she's just been playing it as a batty old lady, right? And so they're going to let battle commence, and off they go, right? So here we come to the finale. Hang on, where is it? The finale has the Holy Trinity. 1 second, let me share the screen. I'm going to share screen. Say Chrome tab. And again, she looks very good in the role. I think she's way better than Anita Dobson, honestly. Anita Dobson looks a bit, but again, she's a bit bonkers to play the Rani, right? That could be a good threesome. That's all I'm saying. And then this is two parts of the Holy Trinity, right? You have the Rani, both versions of the Rani, and the evil Conrad. There's a third part. So who's that going to be? Who knows? I guess we'll find out next week. But, like, does anybody really care? I don't think so, right? I really generally don't think so. Here, let's see what Russell had to say about it. He's going to try and build up hype. There we go. Doink. Next week, which world? Enemies old and new unite as the Doctor faces the unholy Trinity. There's only 2/3 of the Trinity. The two Ranis as one, because I say so. That's fair enough. And the third is lying in wait 160 years away. So stand by. This is the big one. The first of the two-part finale, series finale, not season finale. The Pantheon is stirring. Old friends are helpless. And the whole of reality is in danger as we hurtle towards May 24th in the Rana's most terrifying experiment yet. Pity the fate of poor Frau Zufel, I don't. And remember, the message is calling across time and space. Tables don't do that. Okay, no, tables don't do that either. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Are you trying to excite me? Because it's not working, darling. It's not working. However, this was a good week for Doctor Who, right? For the ratings. This is funny. Doink. So this week, the overnights are higher than they've been the whole season, right? And again, you've had the defenders of this. Again, if you're calling it a queer era, the queer world is degenerate now. It's not like it used to be, right? It's so, degenerate Who, whatever. So it got the best ratings whatsoever. So the detractors the defenders of it, actually, I'm a detractor, are all correct. Yes, it was the Euro theme. People love the queerness. No, they don't. It had a lead-in of the FA Cup, and it was the thing on before Euro. People just left the TV on. You got probably over 1 million viewers just because of that, right? The proof of the pudding will be the catch-up, which I think will be no higher than 1.3. I think more likely 1.2. So it'll still come out at 3.8, which is pathetic, right? Absolutely pathetic. In fact, let's 1 second. Doctor Who ratings. If we look at the overnights, let's count how many have been lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, it's 11th lowest rated episode. Let's have a look. It might be more. Ratings. Come on. Ratings. Hume. There we go. Yeah, this was it. So you yeah. Oh no, there's another one. What was that? What was this one? 2021, 2022. Oh, that's the 3 special. So that's Legend of the Sea Devils. It's the 12th lowest rated one, beat only by 11 more awful ratings from the current era, right? It hasn't done well. And again, it was the lead-in to from the FA Cup and before Euro. Yeah, if somebody watches it for 2 minutes, they count it as a view. So people turn on a couple of minutes before Euro, people turned off a couple of minutes after football, and that's how they got the big rating. Next week's rating will really tell. My guess is, I think next. Well, let's have a look at the Radio Times. See what's up against. There you go. Friday, Saturday. Oh, it's before then. Hang on. Doink. Blankety blank. Blankety blank. It's so it's 6:50. It's up against Britain's Got Talent 75. I don't think it's going to do so well. So I get okay. My guess next week's ratings probably between 1.4 and 1.6. Probably more 1.4. Right? I think the consolidated for this will be 3.8. I think last week the consolidated, which we'll find out in a couple of days, will be 2.9. Right? So 2.9 and 3.8. That's what I think it's going to be. 2.8, 2.9. We'll find out. But next week's the one, right? It's to see if this made. No, it didn't. It didn't. And look, from what we can tell, Doctor Who is pretty much over, right? So this was, I believe this was on Dan's channel a few months ago. That they might have just listened to what Dan said, right? Or be hearing it from the same sources. Doctor Who's next 2 series are already written, despite Disney funding cuts. Yeah, no, Rusty Davies went ahead and wrote them. That much I believe. Somewhat on spec because he thought it all work out okay. Despite a big pause until 2027 to allow for the next run to be filmed, Doctor Who will not end with the current season, as has been rumored. So, are you saying it's going to air in 2027, and they're going to film it from now? I mean, that means there'll be a Christmas special in 2026. I would have thought, right? But if they're pausing production till 2027, then we won't be seeing anything till 2028. Right. Okay. Shooting Gatwell may be leaving, and Disney funding could be withdrawn. But Doctor Who will continue on BBC One, according to insiders. Well, here's what I think. I think there are many different camps in the BBC, right? And this is certainly one camp. Rumors are swirling that the plug will be pulled altogether if Disney decides to end its co-production deal. I know they've already been very, very clear. Of course, the BBC, they probably lying through their bloody teeth, but they've always been very, very clear that they, intend to continue with or without Disney's backing. That much I believe, right? And I think, they'll just make it a bit cheaper. I mean, look, one of the big things is, for Disney, it has to be 4K. It's got to be like, for BBC, it's like 2K, right? Archie Connor says, actually, I think depending on how the BBC will show it, the ratings for the final episode will be telling. You're actually right. That is true. Says Archie Colin. We don't have to. The source of the sci-fi series generates £100 million, 100 million for the BBC through global licenses, blah, blah, blah. Claim that showrunner has already planned the next 2 seasons. Well, I believe that, right? Having almost finished this scripts for season 16 with stories was the 17th worked out. But if shooting's not continuing, are those scripts workable? Oh, why do you look like such a twat? Just dress normally for once. It's also claimed that Disney parks, it might not have as a big impact as feared by some fans. Because this huge chunk of the extra budget, up to 10 million per episode, is spent on technical tasks of picture quality to a level where it wouldn't be necessary if it reverted to the BBC standard. Yeah, it's just saying that BBC is standard 2K and Disney stands 4K. Does that really cost 10 million? Man. One source claimed that the reason the show that first aired in 1963 has huge loyal global audience is unrelated to the cash injection from Disney. Well, yeah, but they didn't carry out the order. You smug twat. You smug twat, Russell. That's who you are. When Doctor Who began the partnership with Disney, there was additional funding in place. Doctor Who was an expensive show to make, with the effects budget taking up a significant part of the overall spend. So if Disney were to withdraw its funding, and again, it's money badly spent mostly. Look at the TARDIS set. There wouldn't be a significant impact on production, as some fans think. The TARDIS set is still standing in Cardiff. Or if any Avengers, I wish we got a new TARDIS set. BBC is where you go? All right, why is this scrunched down the bottom? BBC has been producing the show since 2023. It's long been known a lengthy hiatus will come after the series finishes later this month. So, okay, maybe they're going to be. It looks like they're going to be renewed, but not by Disney. But it looks like they're going to be renewed by the BBC, according to this. It seems to me the thing that will make most sense is just stop and give it a couple of years to breathe, right? Find a new showrunner. But look, again, if Russell is continuing and this is 2027, it's back in, I'll cover it. But it's not. I don't care what they do. This is not Doctor Who, Whether or not Disney stays, expectation is the show will continue. Yes, there will be a gap while the scripts are finished and finalized and the episodes are filmed and the editing process takes place. But we'll be back. It won't be forever, just a big pause. It can't be big enough, baby. Big pause with a new actor, right? Disney said at the outset the decision over renewed funding would only be made once his second season's there, which means that they've already thought about it and it's not going to happen. Right? Yeah, it's not happening. Overnight ratings are lower than last year's, but Doctor Who's brand remains the most popular on the BBC iPlayer. Well, now you chase away everybody. With the series looking set for an average of 4 million. Once the 28-day figures, fuck off. Bullshit. Russell's already dropped hints of what's going on there. But his biggest hint is that he's leaving and someone's going to bring it back a different time. Yeah, look, I think this was one plan. I hope it's not the plan that happens, right? I really hope it's not the plan that happens. By the way, this might be where the rumor the rumor is that the Doctor's shooting is going to regenerate or bigenerate, whatever bullshit is going to be, into Billy Piper, of all people, right? And leave it that on a cliffhanger. So it could be this. BBC announces Doctor Who special with a returning David Tennant, Billy Piper, and more. So this is just Doctor Who Unleashed, covering 20 years of the show's return. I don't know. She could have been in because she's filming Doctor Who, right? After the season climax again, it's great to celebrate 20 years. So she could be in it, right? She could regenerate. They could regenerate in Billy Piper if she's in the special that's going to be after the finale. I don't know. I mean, it sounds like something that would happen, but I don't know. Man, it's late already. I'm going to wrap up there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a bit cream crackered. I don't mind telling you. So it's time for me to climb the wooden hill to Bedfordshire. Tuck me up in my rabbinical bed. That's the plan. Anyway, with that, ladies and gentlemen, firstly, head over to Dr. Alex and hear some good, listen or read or hear some good Doctor Who. Where are we up to? Somebody. Oh yeah, there you go. Lonnie says, Rabbi, do you have time for the interlopers to talk to for Well, yeah, why not? I don't mind. I'll talk to anyone. Music by Lammy is here. What is that thumbnail slot, mate? What, this one? This is a great thumbnail. Music by Lammy. All right. Bring back the I'm bringing it back. Give me a second. Hang on. Well, I was over here. And I said, this is I think one of my finest, quite frankly. Where are we up to? Where's the girl for the thumbnail? Oh, she's right there. Well, she's in Doctor Who, right? All Valley Works, right? The Chase Britain's Got Talent, said Dave Ryan Doctor Who will get a thumping next week. Oh, I'm happy to hear that. I am happy to hear that. Marcus really says, guess it's AI. No. Vrada Sethu, she pops over every now and again to me in Israel, right? And she says, congrats on the on Eurovision. And I say, look, Vrada, darling, I just need a bit of a sexy pose. Are you up for that? And she films that. She does a great job, right? Does a great job. Who's calling? Anything? I wonder. Is it junk call? Oh, it's my daughter. Let's find out what she wants. Hang on. Hello? I'm doing a live stream. I'm just wrapping up. What do you need? Yeah, she said, also my live stream can hear this. What's going on? I don't know. Not really. Why? Okay, my daughter says something called Red Band that she's going to like on TikTok. Send me a link then. Fine, I'll look up Red Band on TikTok, okay? I do like the Muppets. That's true. Who's my favorite Muppet? No, that's Elmo. No. I like with a creepy hair. You think mean animal? Oh no, but he's not really that's Sesame Street. From the Muppets, who do you think? Oscar the Grouch. She was right. Okay, she was right. No, I like Ralph the dog as well. All right, in the Muppet Show, I like Ralph the dog. Okay, darling, I've got to go. Okay. Okay, well, can you whisper something in the name? I'll look at it later. Okay, that's it. That's the plan. Okay, darling, fine. I gotta go. Have a nice day. All right, bye. Her and Lola are back on their army base. What's it? Music by Night, not particularly. I think it's a bit Bizarre. It's mainstream sexuality, heterosexuality. See, Doctor has become intensely heterosexual, right? And that's why, put these intensely sexual thumbnails on. Plus, they're fun. Plus, they're clickbait. Plus, they look gorgeous. I don't know if I'm flattered or quite distressed at being claimed to be perfect guest for this. Well, I don't know. Well, that's been you and your YouTube algorithm, baby. That's all I can say. Fine with that, right? Do that. Was it throw a link up for Lammy Rabbi? What link? Link to where? I don't know. Mrs. Lisa Pertwee's here. I did, Miss Lisa Pertwee. I don't know what you want me to throw a link. I don't want to go to bed. I'm tired. I wish I had appreciated Maria from Sesame Street when I'm back. Oh God, yes, Maria from Sesame Street is intensely sexy. I agree with you. Fine with that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to click the end broadcast button. Stan the Eagle is not sexy, PD Rich. I'm sorry. It just isn't, right? Bert and Ernie are obviously gay lovers, and I think that Ernie is the top, right? That's my vibe. Anyway, hit the end broadcast button. I'm going to hit it again. Say